Hello, my name is Amina and I'm your decision-making specialist. I was noticing, and probably you have too, the different perspectives, the different attitudes, the different descriptions of what's going on with the COVID-19 and the people. And no, I'm not going to talk about the mass today, just about the people who have died and who may die and who may be infected. And I was listening to the presidential debates, and this is not about politics. That's my usual disclaimer. What it's about is the way that each of the candidates answered a question about the coronavirus. One person said, "Oh, well, that was brought to us by China. I shut down the country. I took care of it. And it's just around the corner. We're going to be okay." The other candidate said, at breakfast, at lunch or dinner, somebody's going to be missing at the table, and somebody's going to reach over where that person used to be, and they're not going to be there. And I thought, what a contrast in terms of one person staying up in the intellectual zone, maybe a little defensive, just in one zone, and the other went straight into the heart and the emotions of each individual person who knows someone who is ill, who is worried about somebody that may get infected, who has in fact had somebody that died. Those differences were really so apparent. And I'm wondering, and I took a look at myself, when someone tells me something and it has an emotional impact, do I have the courage to be vulnerable, to be empathic, to let myself go into that room with those people or that person and notice what I might feel if somebody were missing at my table, how I might feel if I reached over and my husband wasn't there. Do I have that courage? Or am I going to leave that as, oh, I'm sorry, and just kind of withdraw because I don't want to feel what that might feel like for myself. I don't want to feel what it might be like for the other person, because then that door would be open and I would have to be feeling what it would be like for me, different from them, and for me. I don't know. What happens with you if someone talks to you about something emotional? Do you kind of go to the head space, or do you go down and speak from your heart? I am not telling you what to do, what not to do. I'm using this to check in with you as I'm checking in with myself about my courage. You know, it takes courage to be vulnerable. It takes courage to admit that I have those kind of feelings too, that I get scared, that I remember as the holidays are coming, my family's dead. I have no mother and father. I have no 3 brothers. My family, my biological family, is not in physical form now. So when somebody tells me that they're missing their family and they're not sure at the holidays what it's going to be like not to hug, to wear a mask if they're not eating, to space each other, to try to have their Thanksgiving and their other holidays outside, to have the kids come and not be able to hug them. Some family members not to be able to attend because of their physical conditions, their risk, their age, their inability to travel because of the COVID-19. Do I have the courage to listen to them and not say, well, I don't have any family, and run away from what they're feeling, what they're going to be feeling, what they're trying to tell me? Do I have the courage to really listen so deeply that I may be able to understand what they're saying so deeply that I feel it myself? Do you have the courage? Maybe I'm the only one. And maybe it doesn't take courage for you. Maybe you just naturally learn or naturally have that ability. It is so great that you're used to living in that feeling part of the world. Super. I'm not saying it's easy at all. I'm congratulating you. For some of us, we have to learn how to be in that feeling part and to have the courage to go there and stay. It doesn't mean that we don't care. It just means that we're wired differently. So I'm honoring everyone who has their story and are thinking about it when the holidays that they celebrate are coming. And I'm honoring you for your courage to have your feelings of what it will be like to have your holidays so different. And I'm honoring your courage to keep going, to just keep going. That takes courage these days. There is so much going on. One of my clients says, it's really hard. It's like every one of my nerve endings is just tingling, and one will settle down and another one will come up. And he said they all will not settle down at once. And I'm guessing maybe that happens to you. Happens to me. A lot of nerve endings. All right. Have your courage to feel and to know that that is so essential, even though it's not always fun. Thanks. Glad you came, and come back. I will be here. All right. Bye for now.